Hola amigos y amigas, I am Leila, also known as Miss Bohemia, and I am here all brushed out and ready to delve into a new experiment, a new adventure. As you know from this video here, where I was sharing my hair color dilemma, I've decided to go gray. So this video has two parts. It's both a silver journey update as well as a hair toning update, because they both kind of tie in together. The last time I bleached my hair or did any kind of chemical processing with regards to color or any really chemical processing at all on my hair was August 30th, which was the last time that I bleached my roots. It is now the first week of November, although this is gonna go up way after I film it, and so I'm at the 2 month mark. Yeah, I'm a little over the 2 month mark with growth. And so to show you what it's looking like, some areas, as you can see, look whiter, especially in the front. The crown of my head is more 50% gray. This portion is 30% gray. This portion is super dark. One side, I have more gray than the other side. So it's quite the interesting experience to see this growing out and how I'm feeling. I'm more at peace with it than I realized. And it's really been helpful to connect with other women on the silver hair journey on Instagram specifically, where they're sharing their journey, where they're sharing stories, where they're sharing pictures of their hair before, during, after, where they are now. And it's been really inspiring to see. I've had so many hang-ups surrounding going gray my whole life just because it made me feel like I looked older. But it was also juxtaposed against very dark hair that I had. I'm naturally dark brown, but for a time in my life, I dyed my hair black. And so the juxtaposition of that gray hair against the harsh black hair, that wasn't really suited to my skin tone, which made everything look harsher, which made me feel older. So for me, I feel that these years of being blonde has acclimated me to lighter hair on my head, and the fact that the roots don't stand out as harshly against the backdrop of blonde hair versus how they stood out against the backdrop of extremely dark hair that I was dyeing my hair to has eased my reservations and apprehensions around it. So maybe if you're embarking on this journey and you are in a psychological place where I used to be, maybe going the lighter route and lightening the hair first and getting acclimated to it might be psychologically helpful. It really helped me. And so I really thought that I was going to have that same instinctive aversion to seeing gray hair on me that I used to have, and I actually am not. And it's been very liberating because now I find myself in a space where I'm excited to see the hair grow out. It's not growing out fast enough. I wonder what I'm going to look like. What are my curls gonna act like? What is my porosity gonna be like? There are so many unknowns, and I am so eager to embark on that journey and get to know my hair and play with my hair and hope for more volume and better, tighter curls. Who knows? I have no idea. My curls better stay the same or get tighter, because if they get looser, that's gonna be a whole other situation that I'm gonna have to deal with and not accept, because curls come first for me. It's just what I need to be happy when it comes to my hair. So I'm curious, what is it all gonna be like? On the way there, I do a lot of purple masking on my blonde hair because I like the yellows in my hair neutralized, and I have a whole video on that with my Amika purple mask, which I love, and you can view that here. However, I did stumble upon this account of this incredible colorist, Jack Martin colorist, I believe, and I'll link to it below as well. And the transformations he does are amazing and mind-blowing. So let's say you have your gray growth coming in and you have this very blunt line of demarcation and you just want to blend the hair and make it look seamless. He is a master at that, and at some point I'm going to have to do that. Here in the Bay Area, I can't afford his prices or to travel to him like so many people do. There's a woman that traveled from South Africa. He's worked on Frances Fisher, Jane Fonda, Andy McDowell. The guy knows his stuff, and the women who go to him look amazing. But he had hair that seemed to be lightened to my level of blonde, and he had lightened the hair with Schwarzkopf. And then he did this process to the hair using Schwarzkopf's Igora Royale brand, which is a permanent hair dye brand. Use it as a toner on hair that's been lightened to like a level 9, 10 blonde. And it should render the hair silver white. And I want to do that to my hair. I should technically go to a colorist, pay the colorist to do it, but I'm like, this is going to be my last hurrah on my hair. I'm not bleaching anymore. I still consider myself dye-free as of August 30th because I'm not going to be doing anything to my roots. But I figure my Over fried, over processed blonde hair is fair game. It's been there, done that, and I might as well try 1 or 2 more experiments with my hair while it's blonde while I can. Why not? But I'm not gonna be rash and jump into it as I am prone to do normally in the past. I'm going to be responsible, and I'm gonna just test it out on a strand. So basically, if you can see, especially in these areas, the yellows are more pronounced near the root section, and then they get lighter as the hair strand goes along. And the hope is that this process will neutralize the color and make the whole thing look more toned, more white, less yellow. That should give my hair and my current look a more seamless look between these roots that are growing out, even between the white, the natural white of my hair, to the blonde. That's the hope. Now, will it actually turn out like that? I don't know. And I mentioned Schwarzkopf products because I believe if you can get your hands on them, use professional products. Don't use any box dye. It's so damaging to the hair. And for some reason, we're able to get Schwarzkopf professional products on Amazon. I mean, if you are stylish, you're probably ready to kill me. And I totally understand. We unlicensed people, non-cosmetologists, non-professionals should not be doing this, but I want to and I can, so I'm gonna try it. Unapologetic about it, you know, and if I fuck up my hair, that's on me, and I'll go pay to get it corrected, or I'll chop it off, whatever I need to do. So I'm going to be jumping in with Schwarzkopf, and I'm going to be using a Schwarzkopf Igora Royale 10 volume developer. The reason I don't feel too apprehensive about doing this experiment is that 10 volume doesn't lift the hair, it just deposits color on the hair. If I'm not creating lift, maybe the process at most can be drying to my hair, and I know how to handle my hair with that, but I'm not creating any extra lift on my already fragile hair, so I should be okay. And the colors that I'm going to be using and blending together are the Schwarzkopf Igora Royale 9.5-22 and the Schwarzkopf Igora Royale 9.5-1. So Jack Martin colorist said that you basically do equal parts of this to this, so it's basically 1 to 1 to 2, because if you were just using one of these with this, then it'd be 1 to 1, but because I'm using 2 tubes, then it's 1 to 1 to 2. Make sense? What I'm going to be doing, and I'm not going to be doing it on camera because I just told you how to mix it. You know how to mix it. Make sure that you don't use any metal. Use plastic when you're mixing it. Use a plastic mixing bowl. Wear your gloves. Mix it in equal proportions. Keep the ratios as is to be safe. Metal will have a chemical reaction with these products, and it's not something you want to put on your hair then. Once I mix it, I'm going to apply it to a strand and just test it out and leave it on for 25 to 30 minutes as Jack Martin colorist recommended, and see what that strand looks like. If it looks bomb and it's what I was aiming for, then I'm going to go ahead and put it on the rest of my hair, leave it on for 25 to 30 minutes, and come back and report in. If my strand looks busted, I'll come back and report in, and I won't do the process to the rest of my hair. So right now I am sitting here in kind of an unknown, wondering if I should even do this experiment to begin with, but I want to, so I will. So let's see how it goes. And the verdict is, and it was a no. This is a strand that I worked on, and as you can see, it looks exactly the same as the rest of the hair. If anything, it looks slightly darker, not whiter. And the part that was very yellow, nothing, still very yellow. So I honestly have better results keeping my hair as is and continuing on with my purple masking, and that's what I'm going to do. And this marks the very last contact I will have with any form of chemicals on my hair. This is a messy video, and I was actually debating, do I post it, do I not post it, do I just scrap this whole thing? Because what is the point of this video? But you know what? The journey can be messy. The journey can be one of discovery, of trying to figure out the strategy as you go. And so I figured I'd share it because it's just part of my journey. It's where I am right now. A little over 2 months in with the growth. When I was applying the color and I had to part my hair, and I was looking at the different striations here and how white it is here and how blended it is here, I found myself appreciating the color that is growing out of my head, and it's a nice place to be in because I haven't really felt that ever before. And then as an actress, I'm thinking, well, maybe I can market a whole new look when the hair grows out, and it just adds the patience of wanting to be there. So I want to enjoy this journey. That's the plan. That's where I feel myself centered emotionally, and I'm thankful that that's how I'm feeling, and that's where I am right now in this moment in space and time. So today I'm scuzzy with PJs, no jewelry, and this is it, just the raw deal, an experiment that I decided to not venture forth in. From now on, anything color related to make the growth seamless is going to be with the Shorts of Color Selena that I consulted with before deciding to embark on my gray hair journey. I feel secure when it comes to taking care of my hair, taking care of the health of my hair, and having a routine as far as protein moisture balance goes. This whole blonde life journey, the damage I suffered back in 2019, I have a video all about that here, and everything that led me to this place of trying to connect with my hair and understanding hair and delving into hair science, which now I'm so fascinated with. I could literally sit and talk about hair all day and be in heaven. I enjoy it so much. It's been very enriching, and I find myself in a new journey I really did not think I would want to be a part of ever. I always said that I'm going to be living well into my 90s and I'm going to still be dyeing my hair. And here I am, not in my 90s, and ready to stop and continue on with my journey in a whole different way than what I had ever imagined, and I'm really excited. And so that's where I am at the 2-month mark. The hair can't grow in fast enough. Hopefully I can keep the length with this brittle blonde because a lot of it is breaking off. It's a constant reminder as to why I'm doing this and why I'm leaving this behind. I have enjoyed the color so much, and I will say I do have moments where I just get this pang of regret, because essentially for me to go gray means that I'm going darker. I have still a lot of dark roots and darkness mixed into the silver white that's coming out of my head, and so I'm going darker. I'm leaving blonde behind, and I'm mourning that because I do love the blonde color, and I love the fun of having this golden hair on my head. I didn't have it naturally. I didn't grow up with it, and to have been able to experience it has been awesome, and I honestly have enjoyed every last second of it. So that's something I'm thankful for. It's not a color that I hated. It's not a color that I didn't like. I love it, and it's hard to leave behind. But the fact that it makes the hair so brittle and prone to breakage is something I'm also grateful for, because it's a constant reminder that this is the right path, that I've chosen to go down the right journey, that this is the choice that I really had to make for the health of my hair and for my curls. And so no regrets. It is what it is. I got to experience it, and that's that. I've learned from my bleach bath mistake, more on that here. Be cautious about how I proceed, especially now that I do want to remain dye free. So that's why I only did a swatch. It ended up being a failed experiment. It's not something that I got to do all over my head and come back and show you and we would all be wowed by silver white hair. For some reason, it didn't turn out that way, and I'm not versed in color theory, so a professional watching this will be like, girl, you were delusional to begin with. Okay, it is what it is, but this is my journey and I just wanted to share it, and let's see where this goes. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are on your silver hair journey, let me know how it's going. How far into it are you? What tips do you have to share? What was the strategy behind your journey? I would really like to know. Mine currently is to just see how much I can grow it out, how much I can tolerate to see the roots kicking in. And then when it just bothers me, to go in and soften the look of that line of demarcation and add low lights. Is that the right path? Well, there is no right or wrong. It's such a personal journey. So is that something from your experience you recommend? What were the pros and cons you experienced, the hurdles? I'm curious. I'd love to connect with more of you and learn more as I go along. And that's the latest in my curly hair life. Thank you, as always, so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for more. Ciao for now.